Mike McCool here in the Royal Examiner studio, and with me today is Louis Moten. We see Louis driving around town in his little red electric car, right? That's you?
Yeah, a little city car.
Yeah, that thing's been around a long time. Well, tell us a little bit about that real quick before we get started on the real important stuff.
It was the first mass-produced electric car in the 70s. Mine's a 76 model.
Right.
Pretty much I rebuilt the not the transition, but I put lithium batteries in there instead of lead acid.
Right.
Put a new motor in there, redid the wiring, and it's fun.
Yeah, I see you drive. He drives all around. I see you around town, but also parades and all sorts of things.
Yes, yeah. People like looking at it and saying,
kind of
"What is that?"
Well, yeah, it doesn't look like much of a car, does it?
No, it's a piece of cheese on wheels, I would say.
Well, that's the fun stuff you do. Another fun thing Louis is trying to get started here in our area is a Legos user group.
Lego,
excuse me.
It's
Lego.
very important.
Yes. I noticed that little R at the end of it there, registered trademark, right? Lego user group. And I was talking to Louis before we started. I didn't realize that this is such a big deal. I mean, a big thing. And it's not just for kids. In fact, probably more adults use Lego than kids.
Yeah, a lot of adults used to be kids, and they grew up and got jobs, and
they can afford them.
Yes, they can afford it, and it's very appealing.
Yeah, it's a lot. It does get you kind of. It's not mindless, but you kind of tune things out when you're doing projects like that, don't you? And you really get into it.
It's a good way to unplug and just put all your electronics aside and just focus on being creative or just sorting or. There's so many aspects of Lego that it's for everybody.
Right. It's a physical thing.
Yes.
You know, it's
very tactile.
It's kind of like doing jigsaw puzzles in a way, but but they're 3D.
Yeah, and you choose the picture as you go along.
Yeah. So, what kind of inspired you to think about this?
I've run it by a few people over the years. I used to go to the Richmond Lego users group. But it's so far away, it can take like 2, maybe 3 hours depending on traffic. And I didn't want to spend all that time just traveling.
Yeah, when you could be playing with Lego.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it's fun. It was a very small group, but I figured why not start something here?
Yeah.
I keep mentioning it, but why don't I do it and try and get it out myself?
Right. So where are you going to do this at?
We're going to do it at Samuel's Public Library. They have a large room, the conference room that you can rent out. Well, we're not a company, we're not commercial, so we get to do it free, but there's reasonable rates for other people.
Yeah. It's kind of there's so much stuff goes on at the library. Why not a Lego group, right?
Yeah, I'm always finding out something new that's going on there.
It's really amazing the things at Samuel's. So when do you plan to do your first inaugural meeting?
We're going to do it at the end of March, last Saturday at 10 o'clock at the conference room B.
Okay, in the library.
Yes.
So it's open to anyone that likes to play with Lego?
Well, it's normally towards adults,
right.
But I say, hey, minors are welcome as long as there's an adult that's participating that can kind of keep them in the rules of like not touching Lego of everybody else and behaving.
Well, if they're Lego aficionados at any age, right?
Yeah.
They have to be into it. It's not a babysitting group, right?
No.
This is serious. I mean, this is like it's like Star Wars. You know, the people that get into those things and the characters and the collecting. I mean, they're serious. And I think people that build these events, we've all seen things on social media about the projects that these user groups build or individuals.
Yeah.
It's very technical sometimes.
Yeah.
They move and do all sorts of stuff, you know.
Well, that would be the Technic sets that do the movement, usually with the motors. Some actually have the robotic parts with the actual computers that control the movement. And there's like sensors as well that can detect where your hand is or what color an object is.
Wow.
Yeah. One can actually solve a Rubik's Cube.
Amazing. Well, when you have a lot of time on your hands, you know, you figure stuff out. But sometimes there's other uses, you know, the engineering that goes into these things. You have any fun Lego facts to tell me about?
If I had a list with me to prepare beforehand, I can't really think of anything off the top of my head. It's too much pressure.
Well, let's not put Louis on the spot. You know what I did notice is no matter how old these bricks are, I guess they call them bricks, is that right?
Yes, Lego bricks.
It doesn't matter how old they are, the precision of the molds and when they make them, they still fit together with things that are 20 years old. In fact, Lego goes back to probably in the late 50s.
Yes, I have some Legos older than I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
How the quality control and the precision, and it's big business. Big business.
It's very big. They all come, I think, from Denmark.
Yeah.
Is where the company's from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great thing. So this is all happening. What's the date in March? What's the last Saturday?
I think it's the 31st.
I'm putting the pressure on you now. 31st. Okay.
It's one of those days.
Yeah, they all kind of run together. Last Saturday of March, 10 o'clock at the Samuels Public Library in Conference Room B. If you have any interest at all in Lego,
Yeah.
and you have some and you like it, and you want to kind of meet other people that have that same
Yeah.
experience.
Bring a small set with you,
Yeah.
or I might bring some Lego for people to just mess around with.
Sure.
We're pretty much just going to get an idea of what we'd like to do as a group.
Yeah.
If we want to work on some projects
Yeah.
or put on some displays around town.
It is cool. I see them in one, but it's not something you just put together in 15 minutes either. I mean, some of these things are hours and hours and hours of work.
Yeah, very many days.
And sometimes takes many hands
Yeah.
to a project put them together.
So when you've got a group together, you can actually do a collaborative effort with a standard where everybody builds a small piece and they all come together and just make something very impressive.
Yeah. Each modules, you have little things and hook them together.
Yes.
It sounds like a lot of fun, Louis.
Yeah.
You keep us posted on what's happening and send us some pictures of your first project that you do. But we'll cover this going forward. But we want to remind people there's tons of stuff like this all going on at the library. Of course, this isn't a library-sponsored group.
No, it's not.
But you can use the library for things like this. That's what's great about it.
Yeah.
Gives you a space to meet and come together. At the end of March, we're going to call it the 31st, I think. 10 o'clock, library in the lug.
Yes, Front Royal
Front
Lug.
Royal Lug.
Yeah.
Not Leo. Lego.
We have a Facebook group too that's called Front Royal Lug.
Okay, check it out.
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming in and letting me know about it. Just, again, one more thing we can do in our community. It's great.
Okay,
Thanks,
sure.
Louis. Appreciate it.